How's it going, everyone? My name is Clink and welcome back to Demon's Souls. So today we're going to do the Lord's Path, which is 1-1, but first I need to actually attune my magic. We're not going to be needing Water Veil anymore, so I can go ahead and unequip that, and we'll equip Poison Cloud. So Poison Cloud is going to be used to take out the red dragon on the bridge. Normally I would do Lord's Path probably right after I do the Gates of Boletaria, but I decided to put it off in this Let's Play, even though it's a pretty early game area, and it shouldn't hopefully be too bad at this stage, but who knows, with my giant meat cleaver, I might have a really hard time hitting a few things, especially the hoplites that you can find in this little area here. But it looks like I'm just going to one-shot them even right through the shield, so they are not going to be too much of a threat. Yeah, this is the second main area of Boletaria itself, because I haven't really talked about how Boletaria is not just the whole game. I think technically everything else is like a subset of Boletaria or part of it, but I kind of always seen them more as their own separate kingdoms almost. Like Stonefang is just, it has its own king and everything. You got the Queen of Latria. And the Shrine of Storms is certainly something. I honestly don't know. But if we come over here, we can actually meet Ostrava again.
Hello, look at me. Again, fenced in by enemies. Could you assist me one last time? Clear out the soldiers blocking this passage, if it please you. The Lord's Path, just over there, is now a feeding ground for dragons. Have your wits about you.
That's it? Anything else for me? No? Okay. So, yeah, we already saw the dragon when we came in and picked up the winged spear much earlier on in the game. But we're going to finally deal with all of that today. This is not too long of an area. It's actually one of the shortest levels in the game. But this is going to take a bit because of killing this dragon. So right here at the very start is where I'm just going to go on ahead and take him out. You need about 10,000 souls for this, and then he also has a boss soul. If you're playing the PS3 version, there is actually an achievement for killing this guy. Okay, I kind of got hit by the fire. But just stand here, cast Poison Cloud, and then you'll see the poison just kind of sitting around. Once the dragon comes in, he'll actually get caught by the poison, and then you can see his health starting to go down. I think he has around 2,000 health. You have to cast Poison Cloud a couple times. And this process takes about 10 minutes. So I'm actually just going to meet you guys once he's about dead. Okay, so the dragon should be getting pretty close to dead at this point. So I think I mentioned that you do get an achievement for this on the PS3 version. And the game actually considers these dragons boss enemies. And there he goes, plummeting down. I want to say that the dragon's demon soul gives you about 10,000 or so, but yeah, that's a couple free souls. But since the game considers it a boss enemy, it actually does move your world tendency. So since Boletaria has 4 bosses, unlike the usual 3, you can quite easily get to pure white world tendency. And in fact, you could go to it twice from neutral, since there's 2 dragons, so that technically labels 6 boss enemies in this area, and the bosses still increase the same amount as other areas, I think. I might be wrong on that, but it's quite good. Unfortunately, the dragon can't take out all these draglings for us, but we have the meat cleaver to just mow everything down, which is awesome. Plus, we're coming here way later than we should. You could easily do this area with a +0 weapon right at the start. There we go. So this is the last chunk right here over to the boss. But this is where I'm going to go ahead and take the chance to go down below, because there's an underside to this too. There's a lot of dogs down there, but it's where we need to go save Strava. There's a couple items. I want to say there's a ring or 2. So the way I killed the dragon with the poison cloud is really one of 2 ways to do it. The other way would be to sit on top of one of these towers here and just shoot it with a bow. There's not really a way to melee it. It's not really... I mean, it's meant to be killed, but it's not meant to be killed in a conventional way with just whatever you've got on you. You kind of have to go out of your way to do it, which is kind of annoying in some ways, but they're meant to be more stage hazards. But you can find the Dregling Merchant right here again. And I think he doesn't really have anything else new to say.
As we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to...
Yeah, it's pretty much the same stuff as last time. He does have some new items every time you find him. I think the Claymore is a new item from him this time. And the Claymore is a great weapon. There's a reason people call it the Baymore. Because in every game, it is always good. Alright, let's see if I can't just mow down these dogs. How many are left? 2 or 1? Can't tell. There's like 5 dogs right here. Normally you'd have to go from the other side and just lure them out or be really careful, but this is the benefit of the strength build. Gotta love strength builds. Yeah, the Claymore is like the club. People just, if you really like it, you really like it, and it just mows everything down. There's not a single game that the Claymore is bad in. I was doing this one run with one of my friends on Elden Ring, and I was using the Claymore, and we were basically not allowing ourselves to do jump attacks, or what was the other thing? There was something else we couldn't do. And we could also only like stick to one region at a time, which is kind of whatever. If you're playing Elden Ring like the first time, then you're probably just gonna do the areas in order for the most part. But I was using the Claymore for it, and I've never really used the Claymore in any of the games. I think I got pretty far into Dark Souls 1 with it one time, but I don't think I finished that run. Ah, there's the Gash Resistance Ring. Cool. But if we make our way over here, we have a Strava and the Blue Eye Knight Purus. I don't remember how you get the full armor set for this. I don't think I've gotten it since my first character.
Time to forge ahead. This is a token of my gratitude. Please accept it.
What do you got for me? Dark Moon Grass. That's pretty cool, actually. Dark Moon Grass, I want to say this is the one that will do... Yeah, it gets rid of all status ailments. New Moon Grass will... The way I liken it is New Moon Grass is a max potion, and the Dark Moon Grass is a full restore. But yeah, that's pretty much everything on the bottom part of the level here. So we just need to find the tower to go up, which I don't think I passed. I guess I maybe did, because I think that's where the dogs are. Because I do want to go up the other tower and get the items there, because I kind of didn't do that earlier. Okay, neat. This is the one I want. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I do hope I can find all of the Blue Eye Knight set. Unfortunately, you can't get the Red Eye Knight set. We haven't seen a Red Eye Knight. I didn't really go up to the one in Gates of Boletaria, but I'll do that really right at the end of the game, because there's something you can do right at the end. But it's kind of locked behind the Deluxe Edition. So Demon Souls is the only Souls game where I can say, I think I can mostly confidently say that's the only one I've almost done a true 100% run of. The character I have that I first played with, I don't think I've finished New Game Plus 5, but I think I'm on New Game Plus 5, which I'm pretty sure is the highest New Game Plus in Demon Souls. The furthest I've played any other Souls game in New Game Plus, by the way, is maybe 3 on Sekiro and Bloodborne. I think I did that. But 1, 2... I think I played 3 into New Game Plus 2, but I don't know if I finished it. No, I did. I did finish New Game Plus 2. I just don't think I went into New Game Plus 3. And then I went and I found pretty much every weapon, every armor, every ring, every spell. Some of those you need to do for achievements, some of them you don't, but I just wanted to keep playing more and more Demon Souls, so I kind of just did every single thing I could do in the game. I did get the Penetrator armor, and that was a trip to get, let me tell you, because we'll unlock that door later on. Can't really do that yet. Because I remember going into the Demon Souls Discord to try to get help for changing my world tendency. And you know, you get a lot of people in there asking and not very many people helping. And obviously I was there asking too, but my thought was maybe if I just keep helping people out, eventually, you know, someone will scratch my back and I'll scratch theirs. And eventually I stumbled upon someone that was actually doing the same thing I was. He was like, yeah, I got every item in the game except for the penetrator armor. So I'm just trying to get these coins that Blue Point added. And so we sat there for like 2 hours just helping each other out because we had all the areas unlocked and we just needed to manipulate the world tendency, go into the fractured world mode, which is a mirrored map. But I'll be quiet for a second. Meet the Tower Knight. So we need to take out all the archers on the side. There is an achievement for beating this guy without taking them out, at least in the remake, but I'm not really gonna show how to do that. It's not too bad. You just gotta make sure you're always moving to dodge the arrows. They won't just magically hit you. They have an actual flight time and speed, and so they won't hit you as long as you're moving. But yeah, getting the penetrator armor for yourself is definitely a long journey in this game. If you've ever played Shadow of the Colossus, Blue Point did a similar thing in the remake with coins hidden all throughout the map. And I think that opened... It was either something on top of like the building in the middle, and wow, I almost got hit by that. Or at the end of the bridge. I don't know. I did play Shadow of the Colossus. I played through it in 2020 with the remake, and I enjoyed the game. I thought it was fun. I can't really say I understood all the hype for it as to it being like an absolute masterpiece, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun game to play through. And for Tower Knight here, we just need to bonk those legs, but with the meat cleaver we're doing a lot of damage without even knocking him down. But if you keep hitting the legs, you'll eventually just cause him to tip over. I think you need to hit both legs enough, though. Also, this is one of my other favorite bosses in the game. I really like Tower Knight. I think he's pretty cool. Have to be a little bit careful because he has a lot of AoE attacks, and getting him away from the wall here is probably a pretty good idea. But yeah, Blue Point did a similar thing where they added in a new secret in the remake, or something that fans were like trying to get for a super long time, which was opening some door, and then they actually made it to where you could do that in the remake. So people always wanted the penetrator. People always wanted the penetrator armor in this game, so they went and they just added it in to the remake, and it was like the one armor you couldn't get. Thankfully, it's not locked behind the deluxe edition, because that would really suck. So yeah, that's Lord's Path done. I am going to do one other thing today, now that we have pure white world tendency in Boletaria there. If we take a look, that's what the pure white world tendency looks like. I don't know if I ever completely pointed it out. I need 12,000. So if I use one more, this is the dragon's soul, so an extra 10,000 souls. So it's just a free 18,000 souls. This should, there we go. There's the magic memory. There is my endurance up. And are you serious? I'm 200 souls short. Is it exactly 200? 276. So I'll just use an unknown hero soul, whatever. And there's 16 endurance. I really want to start getting vitality up closer to 25, but it's whatever. So the other thing I want to do, I'm gonna go back into soul form real quick, because even though I shouldn't die, I just want to be safe. And yeah, there we go. I am back in soul form. So in Gates of Boletaria here, I always want to say like 1-1 or whatever, like I'm playing Mario, which I mean that's how they referred to it in the original game, but then they actually named all these places in the remake. So this gate right here will not be open unless you're in one of the opposite ends of the spectrum on world tendency, black or white. I always do this in white because one, this will send us back to neutral, but that's fine. what I really want from this is an armor set. So there's an NPC over here that you have to fight either way. In pure black, it'll obviously be a black phantom, and she'll drop her weapon if you do that. It's the Executioner's Axe. It's one of the couple of regular axes in the game, and it's not too bad. It's got a short reach, but it does a decent bit of damage, and honestly isn't a bad choice. But in pure White World Tendency, you get her armor set, so I'm going to be trying to get that instead. And you also get to deal with a lot of Black Phantom Dreglings. This is also on purpose, because if you take a look around, you can see a lot of almost what looks like crucifixions, because this is the Executioner's grounds. So these are all Dreglings that were, well, executed. Why are these going to storage? How much? Oh, I have 50. That's right. So in the remake, you can only have 50 of something like Crescent Moon and Half Moon, and then you have 25 late and full. And I think only 10 of New and Dark Moon grasses. But if we go over here, she should speak since we're in pure White World Tendency as well. If we walk in here and walk back out, maybe. Hello. There she is. Oh, right. Isn't in the remake she doesn't? Well, this is Meralda. In the original game, she would say some stuff to you. But she's the executioner for King Allant, and she's quite the tough one. But with the meat cleaver, we actually do a lot of damage to her, so it's not too terrible. Parries and backstabs are definitely a great way to take her out, but we definitely beat her in the range department, just not the speed. But she'll actually drop her armor set, which I really like. It's the Executioner's armor. I don't like the helmet all that much personally. Oh, right, it's not the touchpad. And she also drops the Master's Ring. However, that's not all that is over here. If we actually go in here, so there's these characters called the Twin Fangs. We've heard them mentioned before. There's Bior and there's Valorfax. Valorfax was kind of the person that alerted everyone of all the happenings here. By the way, that item right there is a colorless demon soul. So if you're looking to upgrade the Dragon Bone Smasher, that is a second one for you, which, you know, each of the primeval demons has one of those, but that's a way to get a sixth one if you need it. But Valorfax is dead and probably executed by Meralda, because Valorfax's armor is right here, the brushwood set. And then you get to climb back up here. So there's one other thing we can do. We're actually going to go check out where the dragons are, because if you're in pure White World Tendency, they won't be here. So I'm just going to skip over there since we already, you know where that is and stuff. Now that I'm across the dragon bridge, which, you know, no dragon to help me out this time, so it's a little unfortunate, but hey, I got a lot of souls out of it. So yeah, I didn't want to come this way just because the dragons can kill you pretty easily at the start of the game, but now is a much safer time to do it. You can definitely do this at the start should you wish, but there's just a lot of really helpful items over here. The red one would be right here breathing fire at you, and there'd be a blue one over there kind of wagging its tail. And you can actually see all of the Lord's Path from here, which is pretty neat. What's this? Ah, the purple flame shield. So that's what is, I think that has like an 85% fire resistance. So it's actually really good for Flame Lurker if you want to use a shield. I remember using that on my first playthrough because I was having a pretty tough time. And there's a second flame resistance ring. But the Ring of Great Strength is what I really want, as that is essentially Havel's ring. So I'm gonna put that on so that I won't fat roll, hopefully, when I put on the binded armor, because I'm sure it's going to get me pretty close to that weight limit. And I think there's a few things down here. I don't remember what they are. Archstone shards. Ooh, perfect. And some full moon grass. I'll actually use an Archstone shard just to save me some time. And there we go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video here, and then I'm going to see you guys next time where we'll be doing 1-3, the Inner Ward, and I'm going to get the last thing for my build then. So I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.